I remember as a kid, when I was a bricklayer with my, at the time, girlfriend, I took her to the mecca of all men's movies, Point Break. Now I'm in East London. Fast forward to where I live now. I drive down the same streets where that movie was actually made and go to the same taco bar where that movie was shot. But at that time, the movie went through, and there's a scene where they grab Johnny Utah and they're going to make him raid a bank. And it's Patrick Swayze who's Bodie. And Bodie turns around to Johnny Utah in the back of the truck because he says he's scared. And he says, hesitation, a fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true. Now, I remember that being said in the movie house. I can even tell you what movie house it was. I never remembered the rest of the movie. I literally had to go back a couple of days later to watch the rest of the movie because I was so in awe of that. It's not the fear, it's the hesitation. And I remember when I used to do kickboxing and you get a punch in the head, it's not like Hollywood. You don't go flying through the bloody window, you know? And so you always realize that the fear isn't usually as large as what you've given it credit for. And then there's the other side of it that says, hang on, yes, I'm scared, but what could possibly go wrong? I'll tell you what could go wrong. I could not try and remain here.
Mm.
And Joe Polish actually said to me years ago, coined it up best. He said, the definition of hell is to meet the man or woman that you could have been. Now, you only could have been that person if you try. I'll go around a corner. I'll get it wrong. I'll go off into the gravel. Hopefully, I won't go flat side. Sometimes it happens. You know, you're boxing someone gets a smack through. You go, my guard needs work. This is all education.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you get back on it, you go, okay, I lost it at that corner. Oh, I got an uppercut here. I've got to keep my elbow in here. That's the education. So for me, it's not the fear in trying. It's the fear of not. Now, here's my little backup thing that'll make you pee yourself. I was at a VIP bike. Thankfully, because of my branding and stuff like that, everyone knows I'm heavily into motorcycles. So I get some pretty cool little things that I get involved in within different motorcycle companies. I had a VIP race day the other day at a track called Chuckwalla in Palm Springs. The guy sat next to me at the barbecue the night before, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I saw that clip on your Instagram of him riding his bike at the
so
lane.
I actually told him about it, and it was just hysterical that, you know, years. I went from being a bricklayer in London. Mm-hmm. Years later, I'm actually sat next to the guy that was in the movie that actually caused me to alter my mindset. Funny little turn of events.
That's hilarious. And have you ridden his bike, the company that he found? Yeah, the Arch.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's startling for a start. Because I've also got a bunch of Harleys, and you look at it and you go, oh, it's a Harley. It ain't. Mm-hmm. It's a real light, torquey, twisty. It's an incredible machine. Now, if you're going to go on a racetrack, I'm happier racing my Ducatis than the Arch. And in fact, the Arches can go up to over $100,000. So I'm definitely happier riding my Ducatis. Okay. But it's not. It shouldn't be confused with a Harley Davidson. It's way much more of a complicated and technical bike than that.
Is it a 4-valve head on the Arch, or is it
it's an S&S V2.
Okay. Actually, let's stay on bikes for a bit because I got a whole bunch of notes here. And since we're on it, so I packed in riding bikes around 30. I'm 48 now, right? And I've moved to supercars. I still like bikes. So like I have this itch that I want to scratch, if you know what I'm saying. It never really went away. I kind of started riding bikes when I was 18. Now, the last bike I had was a ZX7 R Ninja, 99, I think it was. One of the carbureted ones was the year. Loved it to bits. Did everything I could ever ask of it. The thing I notice about a lot of bikes today, when I look at them, is they're missing fairings. Everything seems to either gone the way of an ugly Japanese bike or a Ducati with a fairing, or it doesn't have a fairing. I like the wind protection when I'm on the highway. What's your recommendation? I mean, is there a Ducati that you like? I know that you're a big duck guy.
So I got 7. So I would probably say yes. My oldest one's a 1985 Miele, and my newest one is a V4R superbike. So, I go through different things. I would say that before you answer that question, the first thing you need to know, or the first thing you need to ask yourself, is what is the experience you're trying to generate? Okay? If on the sensation of speed, you can go for an older, unfairing bike and you'll feel as though you're going faster, like you say about supercars. All right. So if you're in a Ferrari, and I work for Ferrari, and you go around a racetrack and you're doing 170 mile an hour in a Ferrari, and it's cool. It's really, really good. But then you go around a corner in a shifter car at 30 mile an hour.
I've done that too.
And you're shitting your bits. Okay. Yeah. The reason is because you don't have the roll cage, you don't have the protection, you don't have a roof, you don't have the pleasure of all of that kind of cocoon. You're now fully immersed. That's one of the things about motorcycles, especially with racetracks being out in the country. You'll literally go around a corner and there'll be some daisies in the field, which you'll suddenly be able to smell because you've just got the helmet on. You'll waft through this scent of like fresh cut corn or something. Yeah. Now, you don't get that experience. So if you want the sensation of speed, go for something older with no fairing. If you want to go around a track fast, then get the fairing and you'll still get the sensation because, it's still only a piece of plastic, but you'll be able to go faster on it. There's a lot of bikes that are naked now because, quite simply, my V4R, the speedo clicks off at 180. It doesn't register above that because above that, you shouldn't be looking at the freaking speedo. So literally, it just stops. And if you look at race bikes like mine, it has a tachometer. It doesn't have a speedo engaged when you've got it on race mode. It's
irrelevant on a track, yeah.
It's totally irrelevant. So, but I've been on my bike and I've done like 180, 170, and it's brilliant. And then I've been on naked, what they call nakeds and street fighters and those kind of things, doing 50 mile an hour slower. And I'm immersed in more experience. I've got more wind on my chest. It's like going down the road, looking out your front window at 80 mile an hour, and then rolling all the windows down and looking at the grass next to you. It's ground rush.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ride them both then. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that short clip. If you did, consider supporting the creation of content by checking out my supplement line. Pinned in the top comment below of this video in the comments, there's a link to the unpluggedalpha.com/shop. When you click through, you'll be able to land over here, and the entire lineup is broken down by category that it performs best in: estrogen metabolism, fat burning, your foundational essentials for health, immune health, performance, and testosterone support. If you check out with coupon code ALPHA10, you'll get 10% off on your first order. There's also the option to use the subscribe and save model, where regular shipments will be sent over to you on a regular basis, and that gives you a little bit of a discount, and your supplement facts are always broken down over here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. And again, check out that link. It's pinned in the top comment below in this video. Peace out.